7 ways to stay consistent even when you feel lazy. Let me ask you something honest. How many times have you started something? A workout routine, a business, a new habit, a goal that genuinely mattered to you, and then stopped? Not because it got too hard, not because life fell apart, but because one day you just didn't feel like it. And then the next day you still didn't feel like it. And slowly, without any single dramatic moment of quitting, the thing just faded. That's not weakness. That's the human condition. Every billionaire you admire has fought that exact feeling. Every athlete whose discipline you envy has had mornings where they wanted to stay in bed. The difference between them and everyone else isn't that they feel more motivated. It's that they've learned to move without it. Today, we're breaking down 7 proven ways to stay consistent, especially on the days when every part of you wants to do nothing. These aren't motivational posters. These are systems, mindset shifts, tools that the most successful people in the world use quietly every single day. Let's get into it. If you want for videos about self-improvement, like and subscribe for more videos. Way number 1, forget motivation. Build a system. The biggest lie the self-help industry ever sold you is that you need to feel motivated to get started. James Clear, whose book Atomic Habits has sold over 20 million copies and sits in the top 10 most watched productivity videos on YouTube, spent years studying why people succeed and fail at building habits. His conclusion was simple and devastating. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. James Clear, Atomic Habits. Think about what that means. If your consistency depends on how you feel, you will always be inconsistent. Because feelings change. Feelings are weather. But systems? Systems are infrastructure. Systems run regardless of the weather. Warren Buffett, worth over $130 billion, arguably the most disciplined investor in human history, doesn't decide each morning whether to read. He reads 500 pages a day as a non-negotiable system. He told students at Columbia University, "I just sit in my office and read all day." That's how knowledge works. It builds up like compound interest. Warren Buffett, he doesn't ask himself if he feels like reading. The system removes the question entirely. The move. Design your consistency around a system, not a feeling. Ask, what is the smallest version of this habit I can do on my absolute worst day? That minimum version is your system. Do it daily. No negotiation. Way number 2, use the 2-minute rule to trick your brain. One of the most watched productivity videos on YouTube comes from Ali Abdaal, a doctor-turned-creator whose video, How I Manage My Time, has over 8 million views. But the principle he returns to again and again comes straight from James Clear. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. James Clear, the 2-minute rule isn't about doing tiny work forever. It's about defeating the one thing that kills consistency before it even starts, the resistance to beginning. Neuroscience explains why this works. Your brain's prefrontal cortex, the rational decision-making part, is constantly fighting your limbic system, which craves comfort and avoidance. The moment you start an action, any action, dopamine fires and momentum builds. The hardest part of any task is the first 120 seconds. Elon Musk, who runs multiple billion-dollar companies simultaneously, spoke about this in an interview with Lex Fridman. He described breaking enormous goals into the smallest possible first action because the first step is to establish that something is possible. Then probability will occur. Elon Musk, don't think about the full workout. Just put on your shoes. Don't think about the full script. Just open the document. Don't think about building the business. Just send one email. 2 minutes. Then let momentum do the rest. The move. For every goal you're struggling to stay consistent with, write down its 2-minute version. Gym, put on your shoes and walk out the door. Content, open your notes app and type 1 sentence. Business, open your laptop and read 1 email. Start there. Always. Way number 3, protect your identity, not your streak. Most people try to stay consistent by tracking their streak. Don't break the chain. Keep the streak alive. And this works until the first time you miss. Then the streak is broken, the motivation collapses, and the cycle of self-destruction begins. Kobe Bryant, one of the most relentlessly consistent athletes who ever lived, whose Mamba mentality video clips have accumulated hundreds of millions of views across YouTube, never talked about streaks. He talked about identity. I have nothing in common with lazy people who blame others for their lack of success. Great things come from hard work and perseverance. No excuses. Kobe Bryant. Kobe didn't work out every morning because he was tracking a streak. He worked out every morning because he was Kobe Bryant. His work ethic was fused to his identity. Missing wasn't breaking a streak, it was being someone he refused to be. James Clear calls this identity-based habits. The shift from "I'm trying to run" to "I'm a runner." From "I'm trying to save money" to "I'm someone who builds wealth." From "I'm trying to be consistent" to "I'm the kind of person who shows up." Ray Dalio, founder of Bridgewater Associates, the world's largest hedge fund, built his entire life philosophy around this idea. In his book Principles, he wrote, "Think of yourself as a machine operating within a machine, and know that you have the ability to alter your machines to produce better outcomes." Ray Dalio, Principles. You are not your moods. You are not your bad days. You are the identity you choose to reinforce with action every single day. The move. Write this sentence down and put it somewhere you see it daily. I am the kind of person who, your habit. Speak it. Own it. Every action you take either confirms or contradicts that identity. Choose to confirm it. Way number 4. Engineer your environment so laziness is harder. Here's something most people never think about. Your environment is either working for your consistency or against it. And on the days you feel lazy, your environment will win almost every time. BJ Fogg, Stanford behavioral scientist and author of Tiny Habits, has one of the most cited frameworks in behavioral psychology. His research, which has influenced millions through talks, books, and the wildly popular YouTube channel dedicated to his work, shows that the secret to changing your behavior is to change your environment, not yourself. BJ Fogg, Tiny Habits. If you want to read more, put the book on your pillow. If you want to work out, sleep in your gym clothes. If you want to eat better, remove the junk food from arm's reach. If you want to build a business, close every social media tab before you open your laptop. Jeff Bezos, who built Amazon from a garage into a $2 trillion empire, has spoken extensively about decision-making and environment. His now famous regret minimization framework was essentially an environmental design tool for his own mind. I wanted to make sure I didn't look back at age 80 and regret not trying. I knew that I could live with failure. I could not live with not having tried. Jeff Bezos. He engineered his thinking environment to remove the friction of indecision. On a lazy day, a well-designed environment means you almost can't fail to start because you've already removed every excuse. The move. Audit your environment tonight. What is making your good habits harder? What is making your bad habits easier? Then flip it. Make one change to your physical space that removes friction from your most important habit. Way number 5. Master the art of showing up badly. This one will sound wrong, but stay with it. The perfectionist approach to consistency sounds like this. If I can't do it right, I won't do it at all. And that sentence, that one sentence, has killed more dreams than any obstacle ever has. David Goggins, retired Navy SEAL, ultramarathon runner, and author of Can't Hurt Me, which is one of the most viral YouTube interview clips in the self-improvement space with over 30 million views, has a brutal philosophy about this. The only way you gain mental fortitude is to put yourself through hell. Show up on the days you don't want to. That's the whole game. David Goggins. Goggins didn't become the man who ran 100 miles with broken feet by being perfect. He became that man by showing up when he had every legitimate reason not to. The concept is what psychologists call behavioral activation, the idea that action precedes motivation, not the other way around. You don't wait to feel ready. You act, and readiness follows. Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx and the youngest self-made female billionaire in history, talks about this constantly in interviews. Her father used to ask her as a child, "What did you fail at this week?" He celebrated imperfect attempts because he understood that trying badly beats not trying perfectly. Sarah Blakely. A terrible workout still burns calories. A bad writing session still produces words you can edit. A mediocre business call still moves the relationship forward. Done badly beats not done every single time. The move. Give yourself permission to have a 20% effort day. On days you feel completely lazy, just commit to doing the habit at 20% intensity. 20% of your workout, 20% of your work session, 20% still compounds. Zero compounds to nothing. Way number 6, use accountability like your income depends on it, because it does. Here's a psychological truth that nobody likes to admit. Most of us will let ourselves down before we'll let someone else down. This isn't a character flaw. It's biology. Human beings are wired for social survival. Disappointing your tribe carries ancient evolutionary weight. You can use that wiring for you. Oprah Winfrey, whose life is a masterclass in consistency under pressure, has spoken in multiple viral interviews about how accountability relationships have shaped her success. Surround yourself only with people who are going to lift you higher. You become what you are around. Oprah Winfrey. Her trainer Bob Greene kept her accountable to her fitness for years. Her mentor Maya Angelou kept her accountable to her growth. She didn't rely on her own willpower alone. She built a support structure. Naval Ravikant, the philosopher-investor whose Twitter threads and podcast appearances have gone viral millions of times over, frames accountability through an economic lens. Embrace accountability and take business risks under your own name. Society will reward you with responsibility, equity, and leverage. Naval Ravikant. When your name is publicly attached to a commitment, when people are watching, your consistency skyrockets. That's not shallow. That's neuroscience. Public commitment activates the brain's reputation protection system, one of its most powerful drives. The 1% warrior approach to accountability isn't about finding someone to lecture you. It's about creating stakes. Post your goal publicly. Build in a check-in with someone who won't let you off the hook. Make your commitment visible. The move. Find one accountability partner this week. Not a friend who will be nice about your excuses, someone who genuinely wants you to succeed and will call you out when you don't. Schedule a weekly 10-minute check-in. The stakes change everything. Way number 7, reconnect with your why daily. This is the one that ties everything together. And it's the one most people skip because it sounds soft. It isn't. Simon Sinek, whose TED Talks start with why, is one of the most watched TED Talks of all time with over 70 million views. Built his entire framework on a single truth. People don't stay consistent with what they do. They stay consistent with why they do it. People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. And what you do simply proves what you believe. Simon Sinek, start with why. This applies to your own habits just as powerfully as it applies to brands. On a lazy Tuesday morning, I want six-pack abs is not strong enough to get you to the gym. But I want to live long enough to see my children grow up and be someone they're proud of. That's a why that moves. Kobe Bryant called his why the obsession. Elon Musk calls his the mission. Warren Buffett calls his the game. Every elite performer has a reason that runs deeper than the result. Howard Schultz, who built Starbucks from a small Seattle coffee shop into a $100 billion global brand through decades of consistent vision, wrote about this in his book, Pour Your Heart Into It. When you're surrounded by people who share a passionate commitment around a common purpose, anything is possible. Howard Schultz. But that passionate commitment starts inside you first. Your why must be clear enough to feel on a bad day, specific enough to anchor you when the feeling disappears, personal enough that no external force can talk you out of it. If you don't know your why deeply enough, here's a simple test. Write it down. If it takes you less than 10 seconds to write it, go deeper. Keep asking, but why does that matter? Until you hit something that makes your chest tighten. That's your real why. The move. Write your why on a physical piece of paper and put it somewhere you see it before you start your day. Not your phone. Paper. The act of reading something written by your own hand carries psychological weight that a screen notification never will. The truth about consistency. Let's be honest about something. Consistency is not a personality trait. It is not something you either have or you don't. It is a skill, a practice, a daily decision that gets easier or harder, depending on the systems you build and the identity you choose. Every person we've referenced today, Buffett, Kobe, Bezos, Goggins, Oprah, Musk, Blakely, Sinek, has had days where they wanted to quit, where the energy wasn't there, where the world made it easy to stop. What separates them isn't superhuman discipline. It's the decision, made in advance, before the lazy feeling arrives, about who they are and what they do regardless of how they feel. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Well, Durant, often attributed to Aristotle. That's it. That's the whole game. You are being built, right now, by the things you do repeatedly. Every skipped workout builds someone who skips workouts. Every kept promise builds someone who keeps promises. Every day you show up, even badly, even reluctantly, builds the person who shows up. The question isn't whether you feel lazy today. The question is, who are you building with the choice you make right now? So here's your challenge coming out of this video. Pick one of these 7 ways, the one that hit hardest, the one that made something click, and implement it today. Not this week. Not when you feel ready. Today, build the system. Apply the 2-minute rule. Anchor it to your identity. Fix your environment. Show up badly if you have to. Find your accountability. Reconnect with your why. One thing. Today. Because the distance between the life you have and the life you want isn't talent. It isn't luck. It isn't timing. It's consistency. Applied daily. For long enough. That's what 1% warriors are made of. If this video spoke to something real in you, subscribe to 1% Warrior. Every week we go deep on the mindset, the habits, and the systems that separate the people who build the life they want from the ones who keep planning to. And drop a comment right now. Which of these 7 ways are you implementing first? Let's build together. See you in the next one. Let's go.